Sun. Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we're going to cover the week of November 25th through December 1st, and that includes that new moon that's happening at 4 degrees of Sagittarius on Tuesday. So we'll get into that. But today it is Sunday, and Sunday is not usually what I cover, but we are in the middle of the center of the galactic center of the universe right now. And we've got Jupiter and Venus that are conjoined in there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I do want to let you know that I channeled some messages for you, and we'll get right into that after I thank you. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel, for just connecting with me. When you hit that thumbs up, when you leave me a comment, then our energy is connected, and that exchange allows the messages that come from me to probably resonate more with you, because now I'm connected to your energy. So it's very helpful for you getting a better message, and it also helps me grow my channel. So I do appreciate that. And if you'd like to connect with me to get a private reading, so if you want to do a look ahead for the year coming up, or if you just want to touch base about some things because Scorpio really stirred up some stuff with you, we can do that. Or you can just leave me a donation with use my PayPal if you'd like to exchange energy that way. It'd be greatly appreciated. So channeled messages for you. Got colors this time. And so for you, I had a blue. It was very, it was kind of like, so it was two shades of blue. There was a really like dark midnight blue, and then there was a really, like that pale blue that you would catch out over the water. And so, while I was looking at the color, so it was like layered, and then my throat that chakra got a little tight, and then I saw stars coming out, and it was nighttime, and so it was almost like the midnight blue like pushed down the lighter blue, right? And so then it was night, and there were all these stars, and it was peaceful, and it was calm, and it was kind of reflective and meditative kind of energy, and I felt like you were planning, and also that you were really very much at peace, and so it was very comfortable. It was a really nice energy, so I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoy it too. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the week a little bit. I decided to I always I don't know if you ever noticed, I have this bowl here, and it usually has water in it. I didn't do it today because I know I was going to be playing in it. But I like to select crystals to get their energy in that I feel like is going to be important. And the energy this week is so much about change, right? So that Jupiter and that Venus at the galactic center, this is about expansion of the joy-filled happiness and kind of expanding out into the universe. And then on Monday, Venus moves into Capricorn. And so it goes from that feeling all joyful and everything to what's the plan? Do you have a plan? You need a practical plan kind of energy. And so there's all this change, and then we've got these eclipses coming up, and we've got Saturn moving into conjunction with Pluto, and we can already feel that energy. So we're coming out of Mercury being in retrograde, stirring everything up and making us sift through stuff we didn't want to and filtering it out of our life. And now we've got this big change energy coming. And so that new moon in Capricorn happens on the 26th, and that is in your across in your relationship sector. And it's in the South Node right now because the North Node is in Cancer. So you're going to feel that very strongly. And then we have a new moon in a full moon in Cancer. And I have been saying this wrong on several videos in the recent weeks. I got confused, and so please excuse me. I'm so sorry about that, but this is right. And so we have a full moon eclipse happening on the 11th, 10th, 11th, depending where you are, in Cancer. And it is the last one of this North Node cycle. And so this really impacts you. So you've had Mercury retrograde in all the water signs. You've had all the eclipses this year happening in the water signs. In Cancer and Capricorn. And so this has been a big, powerful year of change if you're Cancer or Capricorn. It has been for everyone, but for you in particular, you could not have missed the changes in the energy, and so having you in this reflective, planning, calm, peaceful energy is wonderful, because it means that you are flowing with the changes. You are seeing your life evolving, and probably at a faster pace than you thought it was going to. But change is good, and I think that accepting that this change is good and you're heading in the direction is great. And so I wanted to get crystals that really reflected for everybody this energy, because this energy feels very universal. It doesn't feel constricted to one sign. And so I wanted just some overall energy for the crystals. And so what happened was I used the crystal intentions, and we have golden topaz, which is very solar plexus, very self-confident. And it says, I step forward with joy and enthusiasm. I see my path shining brightly before me. I don't know how you couldn't be feeling that kind of energy now that Mercury's finally direct and we're into Sagittarius. And it says, I am healthy and strong thanks to physical movement and outdoor exercise if you are not getting outside. I highly recommend it. And this kind of looks like the sun, right? And so taking in as much sunlight as you possibly can to it's so good for the soul. It's good for on a cellular level. It's good on a emotional level. There's just no, so getting outside and getting some fresh air, walking, if you have to bundle up to do it, it was cold yesterday, but I went anyway. I would like to be there today, but I have all the windows open, so the light's a little different, but I like it because the sun's finally shining. Then you have labradorite, and see all the gold and the blue in that. And so again, it's about intuition and speaking your truth and focusing on your dreams and your desires. And this one says it is time for reflection, see life from a higher perspective, right? So that was the energy you were definitely in. And then we have fluorite. I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organized. So I don't have any of the golden topaz, but I do have this beautiful tiger eye. And I don't have the other one either. What is it called? Calcocopyrite. But I have this. And it's just, I was looking for solar plexus ones one day, and these are the ones I found, and I can't even remember what it's called now, but I really love it. It's got this little spot on it. I don't know if you can see it, this little spot, and it looks grounded. And so it's like the energy flowing up from your root chakra and just lighting all the way up is what it felt like. And then beautiful, beautiful piece of labradorite. See all the gold and the blue. Felt very spiritual. And the fluorite, it's this aquamarine kind of purpley green, and there's this beautiful purple in it. But reason I picked this one is because it looks like there's a starfish in the middle of it. Don't think you can pick that up, but it's so beautiful. And so I had to get it. All right, so your overall energy for the week. Let's go ahead and get into what that is. One of the cards popped up when I was shuffling, and I went ahead and took it, and there we are. There we are. So it was this organized energy of the Knight of Pentacles. It's that focused. I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organized. And also he's shining that up, and it's going to reflect back at him, right? He's going to reflect and see things from a different perspective. You can see the people around you. Okay. All right. These aren't so great. Hold on. Okay, so what I see here, now the Seven of Swords energy, people like to call this the liar thief card. It's not what it feels like. Sometimes it feels like that. It doesn't feel like that here. What it feels like is it's like planning, like things, okay, so change is happening. We can't stop it. So things are going to shift. Things are going to change. What's your plan? Do you have your go bag ready? Are you ready to take off and get out of there when you need to? Like, I don't know if this change is happening at work, if this is happening in your home sector. This is happening in your, so this is work-life balance and partnership can be work. And it ends with a transformation this week. And then we have this Four of Pentacles, which is, what I like about this is his hands are open to receiving. Four of Pentacles energy is so often, oh, look, there you are, the crab in the front. Four of Pentacles energy is so often this tight-fisted, I'm not giving up energy. But this one, he's got his hands open, but it looks like he's got this look on his face like, do I have enough? So instead of saying, do I have enough, say, I'm willing to work hard and be organized, and I can co-create with spirit, and there will be more than enough. And I open my hands to the abundance of the universe. It is flowing to me and through me. And allow yourself to imagine that you're in a shower of gold coins, and go ahead and swim in it like, Scrooge McDuck. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Leave me a comment if you do. I'd hate to think I'm the only person that thinks that way. So this question, this guy, it makes me almost feel like, what's valuable to you? What's valuable to you? What are you going to take with you, and what are you going to leave behind? Because he could very easily be leaving a bad neighborhood and planning his next steps and taking with him what's important to him. He could also be a thief, so keep your eye out for that. Keep your eye out for people who are not being fully honest. That could be the story too. And so maybe that's why you're like, do I have enough? Somebody's come and taken my stuff. Now I need to work extra hard. That's a possibility too. So paying attention to finance, especially with Venus moving into Capricorn on Monday, is going to be something that's important. There is an emotional situation that's coming up this week that needs to be resolved. And it's going to need to be resolved in a very practical manner. Creative and focused. And so, that could be that Knight of Pentacles energy too. Like, there's a situation here, maybe somebody has created the situation, and so now there's this need to sort your way through it. But being creative is going to be what works. Being creative. See that? Thinking in a very creative manner. And when I see this is like figuring out what your next steps are in a very, very creative, this is thoughts and this is creativity. And so I think using the two together gets you where it is that you're trying to go this week. I think that's how you manage all this. All right, so lots happening on Tuesday. So we've got this aspect this week of the new moon in Sagittarius, and we've got the angle of Mars and Uranus. See, Mars is still in Scorpio. I don't think it's gotten into Sagittarius yet. It might be getting into Sagittarius on this week, but that's a combination there of very explosive. I had a teacher in high school used to call it a powder keg situation. That's what it feels like. Like anything could blow up at any minute. So that's kind of some tense energy that's setting up for the week. So just hang on to that idea and keep that in the back of your head. And then we have Neptune going direct on Wednesday, which means you could start taking those dreams and start working on them. And so this creativity and this practical planning and strategy becomes really important. Remember, I'm smart, I'm open to learning something new, I'm organized, right? And so that kind of energy really starts moving things forward. But this new moon is it's ruled by Kali, and Kali is it's destructive energy, but it's important destructive energy. It actually sets it up in your benefit. Things that don't work have to be broken down and destroyed. So it's like Scorpio is kind of like the leaves falling off the trees. Kali is when they start breaking down into the soil. It's the next step in the process. And so that has to happen, and there's this energy of Sagittarius at 4 degrees Sagittarius about the two paths. It's the two opportunities. It's two ways to go. Choices have to be made. Decisions need to be made. Change is coming. You can't stop it. There's no way. So the question becomes, how are you managing it? And what is your attitude? Because that's the best way you manage something, right? So yes, having a plan, but honestly, with all the changes coming, I think it's more important that you crystallize your vision of where you want to go. How you get there, I believe, would be best left open to the flow of the universe, because everything is going to be shifting and changing. It's going to be, are you willing to flow down the side of the volcano with the lava, or do you want to let it cover you? That's kind of what it feels like. Like things are going to move. You can't stop. But the question is, do you ride with the flow or do you fight it? And this is one of those times I feel like riding with the currents are going to be so much easier because these are big, powerful things. This conjunction of Saturn and Pluto hasn't happened in 500 years in Capricorn. It happens about every 35, 38 years, but not in Capricorn. It's been 500 years. This is a big cycle where Saturn is in its home sign of Capricorn. It likes boundaries. It likes rules. It likes regulations. And it's coming up on, so this is already, Pluto's already there. It takes forever to move. This is coming up, and they're going to be in conjunction, and then it's going to move past it. So it's going to move past this transformative death energy, death and rebirth energy of Pluto, and it's going to keep moving forward. And this is going to start creating space for new growth and new opportunity. And this happens on January 12th. And so we have that new moon that full moon in Cancer that's happening on the 11th. On the 12th, they come up, and then it starts moving. It's big changes. You cannot stop it. The question is, how are you going to manage it? How do you want to manage it? So picking your attitude and being very crystallized in where it is that you want to go. Choosing the direction you want to move in and start taking some steps. It is going to be necessary to start moving in a direction, but understand that this reality versus illusion, you may not really know what is what. And so what's your next step? It's kind of what you should be focused on at this point. Is just what is your next step? So we have here, prosperity lies ahead, but you're going to have to work through your fears. And this kind of really looks to me like this energy right here. This is the fears of, oh my gosh, am I doing something wrong? Am I going to get caught? Is this the wrong choice? Is this the wrong way to go? Do I have enough? Can I make it happen? But the hard work is going to get you through this. So prosperity lies ahead. But it requires work. This is the new moon in Taurus, and that's always about working. And then the answers you need are coming. So being willing to be open to the information that's coming in, being willing to shift, being willing to change, being willing to be creative in your problem solving, allowing the information to flow to you will be the way to go. And I think that when this new moon happens, if you're really clear about what you want, you can see there's so much opportunity ahead. There's so much opportunity ahead. So what is it that you want? This seedling of this new moon intention desire is going to need a lot of nurturing because there's going to be a lot of changes coming. And so having a really crystallized vision, make something tangible that you can look at, write it down, cut out pictures, do a vision board, do something that makes you see where the goal is, nice and firm and strong in your mind, but maybe you just kind of leave the steps a little more fluid because I honestly don't think you can see what's going to happen. When we went through that gateway at 11:11, it was a blind turn. I don't think we can see what's happening, but you will be overcoming obstacles. You will be overcoming obstacles. It says you can overcome anything. I don't want you to let little setbacks, things that didn't work out quite like you thought they were, to take you off your course, to make you feel like I can't do this, because you can. You need to work through your fears. You need to believe that prosperity lies ahead. It's not behind you. It's not what's in the past. So being willing to open up to the universe, to the flow of the universe, and not cling tightly. Cancer. I have a lot of stuff going on in Cancer in my chart. And I know sometimes it's really hard to let go and let things, let the past behind. But this cycle we just went through was really about clearing it out and letting it go and feeling lighter and fresher and ready to start new and clean. It's like cleaning the whiteboard off, making it sparkly and new with new opportunity. The moon is going to move into Capricorn at 7:33 a.m. This is your 7th house of partnerships on Thursday. So this could be romantic. This could be business. It's not specific, okay? So, but it is definitely working in conjunction. And so there's this acceptance, either acceptance of a situation, acceptance of help. Ask the divine to send you help. It could come in the form of intuition. It could come in the form of something you hear, something you've researched for. Because this is energy that, it's about planning slow, steady, cautious next steps, but it could come in the form of people helping you. Whatever this dream, this goal is here, it's not going to happen fast. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen fast, but getting to the goal is going to take some time. So be patient, but allow for the growth. Invest your time, your energy, your resources into the dream. Nurture it, protect it. You have grateful blessings, your bills, debts, and money. Embrace what is now before healing occurs on a soul abundance. If you are struggling because you feel like I always just have just these 4 coins and I want so much more, I desire so much more, right? It says, bless your bills, debts, and money. Instead of going, oh my gosh, I hate that I have to pay these bills. Instead, start thinking, well, it's really good news that I can pay the bill this month, and I'm excited because I know next month there'll be even more opportunity to pay down this debt. So making a debt repayment plan and then sticking to it will really help. And you have butterfly blooms. Start now. Begin your dreams, no more delays. Honor your dreams so abundance can flow. You need to start taking steps. So if there's something that you want and you need to save money for it, start paying yourself first. You know, even if it's just change in the bottom of your wallet, your purse, your pocket, your car, whatever, in the couch cushions every week you go through and see what's there. You know, start something. Start focusing on where it is you want to go. And it can be small steps. It doesn't have to be big, gigantic, ginormous steps, right? It's just steady progress. Think of yourself as the turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. And then on Saturday afternoon at 3:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon is going to move into Aquarius. And this is where the researching of an idea happens, where the discussions, the looking at the problem and like twisting it and turning it and looking at it from all these different views. Okay, what I just saw in my head was when I was at college and I was taking civil engineering course. I had a problem. We had to take this drawing and we had to make it we had to move it in space and draw it. And I was having trouble visualizing exactly, and there was a line. I couldn't figure out where it went. So I made myself a model of this object. I made a 3D model out of it so I could turn it around and look at it. And then I'm like, oh, that's where the line is. And then I was able to draw it. And so it's that idea that you can turn and twist things around and get a new perspective on it to find the solutions. Remember, I am smart. I am open to learning something new. I am organized, right? You can do this. I step forward with joy and enthusiasm. Be excited about it. Allow yourself to love yourself enough to chase your dreams. So often we give up our dreams, especially when we're Cancer. We give up our dreams because we're trying to take care of the family. But you're allowed to have, and it's important that you have. Your dreams, your soul urge. You came here to do something. It wasn't just to wait hand foot on all the people in your life. Yes, you might have to do that. Yes, you may have, parents that need your help, or children that need your help, or a husband that needs you. There's all kinds of things, but carve out that space for you, that creative space, because if we are not creating, we are dying. Find a way to create a dream, a goal. It could be actually being an artistic kind of creation. It could be a business plan that's also creative. It could be saving money toward an adventure. That is still creating. It's creating a dream, making a dream a reality. It's creation. Find something that allows the abundance of the universe to flow over you and to you. But if you're not creating, so remember, it's death and rebirth. So either we're creating and growing, or we are dying. Don't die prematurely. Chase down your dreams. Get creative. Have some fun. I want to say, nurture your inner child. Everybody says that, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, right? So, find something that you enjoy. Okay, so honestly, I hate paying bills. And so what I did was I started putting stickers in my calendar because it was fun. It made paying bills fun again. Like, oh, when I pay that, I get to put a sticker in there. I know it sounds silly, but it literally makes me happy to do it. So look for ways to do that. And you have building blocks. You have building blocks. It is taking the next couple of steps. It is figuring out what's next. It's paying attention to the detail now and working toward a goal. You don't have to have the whole thing mapped out. You just have to get started. You start moving in a direction and Spirit will pick you up and carry you the rest of the way. And honestly, right now, I don't think you could actually map out the whole thing if you wanted to. The energy is just not there for that. But the energy is there for investing your time, energy into what it is you want. And it's good. Think of it like a small seedling that needs to be loved and nurtured and watered daily and really protected from the storm. So do your best. Okay, this is interesting. So you have generosity. This is not ever a thing I think that Cancer has a problem with, but it's coming up. It's coming up here too. So if you're worried that you don't have enough, if you're worried that people are taking from you, and it's going to be physical, financial, emotional, generosity is time. It's knowledge, it's information. Don't be stingy with those things. You can volunteer. So maybe you don't have a lot of money, but you can go down and you can help sort clothes at a Goodwill or something. There are things you can do, right? So you find a way to give to the community, to give to the people around you, to give generously. This is generosity. I generously give to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going without stopping. If I stop the flow, I am the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. Oh, don't be the one person who won't stand up for the wave. So don't cling so tightly. Be generous. You don't have to have a lot to give. But when you give, you receive a lot. Honestly, 3, 4, 10 times. I don't care what the number you want to multiply it by. It is amazing. And in giving, you immediately receive that good sense, that good feeling, which raises your vibration. Which, when you raise your vibration, that's when higher vibrational opportunities come to you. That's one of the reasons why it works. Might be the reason why it works. It's not like you're being rewarded from spirit. It's more like your vibrational energy is higher. And so lift yourself up with the joy and the happiness and spread the joy and the happiness around, and it raises your vibration, and higher vibrational opportunities can flow to you. And it's like it flows to me and through me. Don't be what stops it. Don't be the person that sits there in the stadium and won't stand up. Stand up! All right, well, you guys have a great week. If you are here in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving to you. If you know a Sagittarius, be sure to wish them a happy birthday. Take care. I will see you next week. And stand up and wave. Have some fun. We'll talk soon.